Welcome to TryHackMe's Advanced Cyber. Today is day 7 with Network Discovery, Scan to Clause. Alright, so let's go ahead and click down here, and I already got clicked, so we have a room. And let's read the story thus far. Christmas preparations are delayed. HopSec has breached our QA environment and has locked us out. Without it, the TBFC projects can't be tested, and our entire SOCMS pipeline is frozen. To make things worse, the server is slowly transforming into a twisted Eastmas node. Can you uncover the HopSec's trail, find a way back into TBFC's dev QA01, and restore the server before the bunny takeover is complete? For this task, you will need to check every place to hide and every open port the bunnies left unprotected. Good luck. Let's go ahead and get the VM started. We should have done this previously, so we'll click start VM here. That takes about 2 minutes, and we will also click start the attack machine. And with that going on, I'm going to go down here, hit the double arrows, put it in full screen. We're going to let this load up. We're going to go back to the other tab, and we're going to minimize that, so this machine will be completely full. Nice and great for us. So with that being said, let's click check, get our first little sounder, and let's read about this real quick while we wait for everything to get fired up. Although we lost access to the QA server, at least it is still active and we know its IP address. That is good news, since now we can counterattack and hopefully find our way back. Ensure you understand network concepts. If you're not sure about network ports and such, click this. And it opens a new tab, and it's going to tell you a bunch of other stuff. It's going to be a whole room for you to go through. Good stuff. You can tell I've already done it in the past, so we are good on that. All right. Knowing our target in our case will be the TBFC-dev QA01 server with this IP address here. And we'll scan for things such as commonly known ports as 22 for SSH and 80 for HTTP. We'll explore what's behind those ports, vulnerabilities, so key. So what we need to understand from here is along the practice of today's task, you will find 3 keys. Keep note of them since you will later need them for web apps. The format will be key name, : key. So the first thing it wants us to use is Nmap. Nmap is a very powerful tool. All right, so we'll go ahead and close this thing out and we'll launch this. While we do that, let's see what one of our first questions are. What evil message do you see on top of the website? Well, let's see what the website even says. Well, we don't know the website yet, do we? So we'll just click on Firefox, get that loading. And over here, we're going to run an Nmap scan. And what we're going to do is just copy and paste this first line here, where it is Nmap and it is the IP address of our target. Just right click there, paste, and let that go in. Now this will take a little bit of time, and that's perfectly fine. So what Nmap is, it's a network scanner, and it scans for ports. It can do scripting later, but the main thing we're learning right now is ports. As you see, the first thing it's got was port 22 and port 80. 22 is commonly for SSH, and 80 is HTTP. That's kind of the world of the internet. And I'm betting the first thing we're going to do is open up the website. Yeah, so if you look right here, there it is. We'll go ahead and take that to Firefox, dump that in there real quick. While that loads, let's read this. So when we do Nmap with no other slashes or switches, it'll just scan the top 1,000 commonly known ports. All right, that's fabulous. And later on, we're going to do the -p-, which is going to do all 65,535 ports. All right, so that's a lot of services that can be hiding. And we can also do the -- script = banner to see what's likely behind those ports. Okay, so did this actually go anywhere? Oh, there it goes. So we can see that it says TBFC QA pawned by HopSec. Eastmas takeover. Your QA server answers to HopSec now. Its console is sealed with a lock only TBFC can pick. I scattered 3 fragments of the passphrase across your own chaos. Find them, stitch the words together, speak them to the gate, and take back your box. If you can. King Melhair. Alright, so pretty scary stuff. But if you notice this right here, pawned by HopSec. Right click, copy that, jump over the other tab, paste that in there, boom! What is the first key on the FTP server? FTP server. FTP server? We don't have an FTP server we found yet, right? So let's try this command here that they're recommending us to try, right? So let's go on ahead and minimize our little Firefox and right click and paste this bad boy in here. and we will see what comes. And now that we're doing over the 65,000 ports, remember, this will take a while. Yeah, 65,535 ports. This will take a while. So we will pause it here, and when it's done, we'll come back. If you think it's getting frozen or stuck, if you want, you can push enter, and it will actually show you about what percentage is actually completed and what potential time is remaining. So don't worry, don't stress, don't fret. It's still working. It's still working. Alrighty, so it appears that it has finished. So we found the 22 and 8480 for SSH and HTTP respectively, but we can also see there is a 2121 Tinkernet agent banner 220. Look at that, FTP. So normally FTP is port 21, but you can have any service run at any port you wish. All right, so, and then we have this 25.25.1 open unknown. I'm not exactly sure what that one is. All right, and it gets the MAC address down there. So let's go back, and it wants us to utilize FTP. So the syntax here is going to be FTP, and then we're going to copy. All right, so we're going to do FTP. We're going to do the IP address, and then we're and tack on the port number instead of the normal one. And we're going to try to log in anonymously, okay? So now it's going to ask us for a username here, and we're going to type in ANONYMOUS or anonymous, and it says login successful. Please type in Linux. Okay, so what binary file? So I believe we type like ls or dir here. Let's see what they want us to do. They want us to do ls, and we do ls. And when we do, we can see there is a file, tbfcqa.q1. So if we type, I think it's git, I think it has to be all caps, I don't remember. Let's see. They typed git in lowercase, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so we type in git, and then we'll type tb. Can we do tab? No auto tab completion. We gotta type this all manually. So let's do it, tbfc_qa key, whoops, underscore q1. If you do that, you see a file transfer, but it didn't actually show anything on the screen, so we do space, and we do a hyphen like this. We get the key right there. See that? It's a weird spelling of Easter. Interesting. If I remember right, this is a simple text document. This little S thing up here, we can click on that, and we can save that to a file. And it's like, well, that's loading. Let's come over here. So what does this say? So we can exit out of that by doing an exclamation mark. So let's go back. And if we just do an exclamation mark, we are no longer in FTP. And let's say you don't want to lose that information. We can open a new tab in our command prompt and have two. But remember, we just got something. A key, right? What was that key? Not key, they got a password. Right? We should take this here, and we're going to right click and copy it, and we're going to paste it over here. We're going to take this here, the Easter, and we're going to paste it over here. Paste it over here. As such. Bam! So what is the second key part found in the TBFC app? Alright, so we're going to open up a new terminal here, and we don't remember, if you remember, we had this 25.25.1 port and we had no idea what it was. So we're going to use netcat or NC. NC is a great tool. You can do banner grabbing, banner grabbing. You do banner grabbing with it. You can access different things. You can transfer files with it. You can use it to send commands or listen to commands. It is a very powerful tool, and one you should be very comfortable with. So we're going to go ahead and do this, and it tells us we can type in help for commands. So the commands are help, status, and get key. I'm curious, what does status do? Okay, not much. So get key, and there's also quit, but we don't want that. Get key. Okay, cool. So let's go on ahead and right click and copy that, and we are going to paste that here. Now it's asking about DNS. Now if you guys don't know, DNS doesn't run on TCP. So previously with our So let's, if you guys don't know, with our previous nmap we were running on the 65,000 ports, that was for TCP ports, not UDP ports. So right here, yeah. So TCP and UDP ports, congratulations for the second flag, but where's the third one? So we are going to be adding the -s big U flag switch, because there's also another 65,535 UDP ports. So let's just copy the command they give us here. It makes this real fast and easy. All right, and we're going to our new terminal here, and we're going to paste that bad boy in. And when we do, it's going to be running against all those UDP ports. Now note, this could take a while. Never mind. And it did find port 53 UDP. Again, that's DNS, which is domain name service. That's pretty much the computer's phone book. We know websites by like google.com, but it knows it by the IP address, which is, you know, like 10.blah.blah.blah, you know. So generally just like 4 octets. Okay, so let's go on down here. So we're going to be utilizing dig. So after a minute, it showed us what it was, and DNS is complex topic. It can be, but many secrets can hide there. But let's just ask DNS server if it knows the key using dig-a command. -a. Oh no, a command to perform advanced DNS query. So we are going to be using dig against at the IP address, and we're looking for a text record, and it's looking for key 3 at tbfc.local and plus short. So this is, I actually don't know how we got the key, but I don't understand how we knew to search for key 3. That part, I mean, it was in the instructions there, but I don't know how we knew to do that. So let's go back to our questions and throw this one in. Now what does it want us to do? What port was the MySQL database running on? We don't know. So I bet we're going to go back to Firefox, and we're going to probably enter our key. Is that what we're doing? Oh right, it finally popped up. It took a little while. So I'm going to come back, grab the code that we gathered, putting all 3 keys together, and we're hitting the unlock button. Hopefully this doesn't take forever as well. We'll see though. We'll see. It looks like it's spinning, so I'm going to pause the video and we'll be back in a moment. All right, so it looks like unlocked. Go to terminal. And while it does that, let's see what this says. So we won't need to be scanning for the ports anymore, since now we can do what is known as listening ports. List listening ports, which is this ss-tunnel-lp command. Okay, or it can be for netstat for some older systems. And you see the 0.0.0.0, but also it can be 127.0.0.1. That's home, right? Alright, so we're waiting for the terminal to load. You can see the little guy shaking back and forth over there. And once it's loaded, we will continue. Alright, so it finally loaded for me. So let's go ahead and we'll paste from browser. And we will put in that, the SS, tunnel IP. And this will show us like there's 53, the 212 and 212. They, let's see. Anything that looks 3306. I believe that is database something or another. Let's see. With root permissions, you can also view the process column. However, for now, let's focus on 3306, which is default MySQL database port. Okay, so what we want to do is use this MySQL command, the -d, the name of the server that we're on, en show tables. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll come back over here, and we're going to click paste from browser, throw that on in there, and click enter, and we'll see what kind of tables we have. Oh, there we go. We have a table known as flags. Also, what's this say here? What port is the MySQL database running on? That was 3306. Let's go ahead and throw that in there. And we need to access that flag table, all right? So back to the MySQL command -d, back to the server, and then E, and we're going to do select. So if you know anything about database commands that may sound familiar, from the flags table. So we're selecting anything and everything from the flags table. Let's go ahead and right click again, paste from browser, paste that right on in, click OK, and push enter. And what do we get? We get our last flag, friends. Go ahead and dump that in there. So TryHackMe, Maybe? TryHackMe's a little slow. All services discovered. And if you want to learn more about InMap, go ahead and to that room. It will teach you a lot. Take notes. Click check. And bam! Looky there, guys. We did it. We did it. We did it. All right, so network discovery, Santa Claus complete. Okay, I messed it up. Anyway, guys, thank you for being here, joining me on this. I hope you had fun. Be safe, be responsible, be secure, and try to do good. Just do good. All right, bye-bye.